Okay, so I had not really intended for this to be a practically daily vlog, but I'm trying to figure this out as I go along, and I actually think maybe it's a good idea. I think that the purpose of this vlog is for you, and for me to see what happens to me emotionally and physically during this month that I'm really seriously trying out intermittent fasting, and if I have any emotional issues, like exactly what happens during this month. And so I'm going to be talking about these things as I go along. So today is the 4th of July. And today's Wednesday. So the last time I came to you guys, I believe it was Monday. So I had done like a 45-hour fast on Sunday. Then on Monday, I was hungry all day and I kept eating. I kept eating the entire day. But I actually think that maybe my calories were high that day. I think my calories were like 1,400, which is like one of the highest ever. My calories don't get that high. Yeah, so for Monday, my calories were 1,476 calories, but I still was within my, I still was 35 net carbs or below. So that was the day after fasting. I was ravenous. Then on Tuesday, my hunger was back to normal, and I felt like I didn't have any cravings. Everything felt good. I felt like it was going to be a normal day, but it turned out that it wasn't. And for a whole bunch of different issues. So number one, I was very happy with what I saw on the scale. So the scale is still going down and it's making me happy. And so I'm always in danger of self-sabotage when the scale is going down, okay? Number two, I had decided yesterday that I was going to fast today. So I think also in the back of my mind was the idea that, oh, well, maybe I could eat a little bit more today because I'm going to fast tomorrow, which is not it's not the mindset that you're supposed to have. But sometimes it's natural to think that way. So that thought was in my mind also. And then I was just kind of in a strange mood yesterday. So what happened with all of that? Well, first of all, I started my day off at Walmart because I had a flat tire. And I got there early in the morning so that hopefully it would be fast and I can go about my day. But it turned out that it took them 2 hours. So when I first arrived at Walmart, I wasn't hungry. Well, I mean, when I left home, I wasn't hungry. So I hadn't eaten anything all morning. I got up, took a shower, got ready, and I wasn't hungry. So I thought, oh, this is great. We'll just see how long I can go without eating. And of course, as soon as I dropped my car off, I realized that I was really hungry. And the only restaurant in this particular Walmart was a Subway. Now, I don't know why it never even occurred to me, even though I was in a grocery store, to just buy something else and eat it. It did not occur to me at all. I think because I didn't have my car and I'm just wandering around the store and it already was over 100 degrees outside. I guess in my mind it didn't occur to me to buy something, step outside and eat it. I don't know, that just didn't occur to me. So I thought, okay, well, Subway is my only choice. So I'm not even sure that I've been to Subway since I had surgery. Maybe one time, but I don't think I have. So I decide that I'm going to get a 3-inch steak, egg, and cheese sandwich because it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I get that. I log it into MyFitnessPal. I wander around Walmart. I get all my steps. I end up being there for 2 hours. By the time I leave, and then I have like a chiropractor appointment, so then I'm hungry again. Just a normal amount of hunger, not starving. And so once again, here I am thinking, well, I have so many things I have to do today, I go to fast food. So I go to Del Taco. This is the second time I've been there since I've had surgery. I get just one value-sized hard shell taco, and I eat that, okay? So then I'm fine. I run around, I'm doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and then later in the day, I'm at the mall and I end up stopping at a Chinese Asian place, and I get like a teriyaki chicken bowl. And I mostly eat the chicken and a little bit of the vegetables, but I do have 2 small spoonfuls of the rice. Because, of course, now that I've been eating carbs, and it's not that I was craving carbs, but something in my mind just kept saying, go ahead, you deserve this, which is stupid. So, at this point, I'm logging everything in my Fitness Pal. So at this point, I'm over my carbs for the day, because I'm trying to do 35 net carbs. But my carbs aren't bad. I'm only at actually like 40 net carbs. So I'm only slightly over my carbs for the day. I go grocery shopping, and while I'm in the grocery store, I decide that I'm going to buy some ice cream. Now, I don't eat real ice cream. I eat Halo Top or Enlightened. Because the last time I tried real ice cream was about 9 months ago, and I got very, very sick. So it took me months before I would even eat Halo Top and Enlightened. I've only started re-eating those just a few months ago. But the store that I was in didn't have Halo Top or Enlightened. And of course, because of the crazy mood I was in, I was like, well, you're already over your carbs for today and you're gonna fast tomorrow. So why don't you try some real ice cream again? And it's like I got organic. I got one that had less sugars in it than the other ones. I even looked at the carbs. I chose one that had fewer carbs than the other ones, that had very few ingredients. Whatever, not that that matters, but it's like I tried to make the healthiest choice that I could, but I shouldn't have even been choosing ice cream in the first place. So when I got home, I sat down and I had some of the ice cream. Now I really did only I had half of the pint, which is 2 servings. But by the time I was done with that, I felt absolutely terrible. I felt so horrible. I felt like, even though everything I had been eating all day had been spaced apart, it was as if all the things I had eaten were right there together in my stomach. I felt so full that I could not move, and I had a headache, and I was nauseous. And so I had to go to bed. And so I went to bed in the middle of the afternoon for 3 hours, and when I got up, I still felt terrible. For the whole rest of the evening, I felt bad, and I just drank water for the rest of the evening. So I ended up starting my fast early because I had stopped eating at 4 p.m. And then even when I got up later on in the evening, I just drank water because I still felt full. Like even at 10 o'clock at night, I still was feeling full. And when I calculated all of my calories, even with that ice cream in there, I only had 1,200 calories for the day. So even though I had 1,200 calories and like 90 grams of carbs, so it was the most carbs I've had in several months, I think. So that was the issue. It wasn't the calories. Oh, I have a hair in my eye. It wasn't the calories, it was the carbs. It was just so many carbs. And I admit, knowing that I was fasting kind of played into that. And so that's something I need to work on. So I'm going to be talking about these things honestly throughout the month to see if fasting really is a good thing for me mentally or not. So right now it is 8 in the morning, and I'm planning on doing a 24-hour fast. So that means that I only have to get to 4 p.m. So that's one thing. If you decide to try like a 24-hour fast, it might be helpful to try it earlier in the day you know, if by stopping eating like at 4 or 5 the previous day and then you only have to go to 4 to 5 the next day, I think that kind of makes it easy. Like to me, the fact that I have to wait till 4 p.m. to eat doesn't seem like a big deal at all. And my plan was only to fat fast today, but I don't know. I'm not hungry yet, so we'll see. It might just be a water fast, a 24-hour water fast, which I haven't done that yet since I did the 5-day fast. So we'll see. Why did I decide to fast today? Well, I'm in Dr. Fung's obesity code group, and really for people that have insulin resistance or have a lot of body fat, which I have both, he does actually recommend doing like several 24-hour fasts during the week, or 36-hour fast, or 48-hour fast, like several of them over and over and over again. I hadn't planned on doing that, but you see, every day I change my mind about things. So, you know, at the last second yesterday, I had decided that I was going to fast today because even though today's the 4th of July, I'm not doing anything today. I'm going to be making some videos today. I'm going to be doing some cleaning today. And I thought I'm going to be so busy that it might be very easy not to eat. And so I thought, why not go ahead and try to throw another fast in here? So that's why I'm fasting today. On Friday, I go in and I'm going to be having my the lab tests done. I'm going to be having my C-reactive protein done, and I'm going to be having my fasting insulin done. I forgot, I was going to research those a little bit more before I start talking about them, and I'll tell you more information about them when I get my lab results, because I haven't looked back at the information. But basically, one thing that fasting helps a lot with is decreasing your insulin levels. And the one thing that's very hard to monitor is, you know, people monitor their ketones and you monitor your glucose, but no one ever really pays a lot of attention to insulin. And it's insulin that is telling your body to store fat. And when your insulin levels are low or non-existent, like when you're fasting, then that's when your body can finally burn fat. And so people who are diabetic are insulin resistant, meaning that they actually have very high levels of insulin in their body. And a lot of us have high levels of insulin in our body. And that is what is keeping us from getting rid of the fat the way that we want to. And insulin levels rise when you eat. And so by eating less frequently, by eating low carb when you do eat, those keep your insulin levels low. So even if you're not going to eat low carb, if you're try to eat a few meals a day, that keeps your insulin levels low. So this test, I want to see where my insulin levels are in my body, because I want to see, first of all, I want to see how insulin resistant I am to start off with. And then I'm going to test them again later and see how well it has gone down with all the fasting that I'm doing. Now, one thing that Jason Fung mentions, which I didn't know, is that, you know, the one test that they use to test to see if you're diabetic is your hemoglobin A1C. That's just a measure of your blood glucose. It's a measure of what your average blood glucose has been over the previous 3 months. So they use that as a diagnosis for diabetes. But even before that test starts getting high, even before you're pre-diabetic, you're going to be insulin resistant. And so knowing what your insulin levels are can help you see if you're on the road to becoming diabetic. Like it's one of the first markers. So I was pre-diabetic before surgery, and I'm no longer pre-diabetic according to my hemoglobin A1C. So I really want to see what my insulin levels are. So there's a long, drawn-out story. Also, I think high insulin levels also correlate to other diseases in your body. I mean, the whole reason why diabetes is such a harmful disease is because having the high blood sugars, which also means probably high insulin levels too, in your body starts to damage a lot of your organs and things. And so it's important to see what that level is. And then the other thing I'm having done is the C-reactive protein, which is a marker, a non-specific marker of inflammation in your body. So it just gives you an indication of the inflammatory conditions, how much inflammation you might have in your body due to different conditions. Like, you don't know exactly where it's coming from. And they have a special one that points just to heart disease, but I decided not to get that one done at this time. I just want to see in general what my C-reactive protein is right now, and fasting is one of the things that should help bring that down. So there we go, long drawn out. I guess I don't need to talk about those again because I just did it, but I'll look some more into it and I'll talk to you more about it next week when I get my lab test. So anyway, 24-hour fast day. I'm not planning on coming to you again until maybe Friday. So these videos are going to be from Saturday to Friday. I plan to come to you again on Friday. I'll tell you how today went. I'll tell you what the scale says for, what I lost between Saturday and Friday with the fasting. If I have some issues today, I will come back to you again, of course. Bye. Okay guys, it is now exactly 15 minutes before it's time for me to break my fast. It's 3:45. 15 minutes before my 24-hour fast is up, and I'm so happy. Right now, I don't know if you can hear that sound in the background, but I have a steak that I just put in the air fryer, and I'm going to be breaking my fast with some steak and eggs. I'm so excited about that. Let me talk about how the day has gone. So it was okay. So I started off the day with a cup of coffee with 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. That got me to about hour 19 or 20 of the fast. Then I had some cold brew with just a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream, and that helped me like 1 more hour. And so at like hour 21, I was really struggling. Now, I had been cleaning for the past few hours by that time, and so some of it might have been the fact that I was cleaning, which I did that to make time go by faster, and it did. But I got to the point where I was feeling a little weak. I started feeling a little bit nauseous, and I was thinking, oh, this might be time to stop. So to me, hunger is not a reason to stop, but if I feel nauseous or dizzy or lightheaded or I don't feel right, I'll give myself 15 minutes, and if it doesn't go away, then I think that means that I need to stop. So I started getting a little nauseous and I was feeling very tired. So I stopped cleaning, I sat down on my sofa and just started drinking water, and I immediately started feeling better. So then I just sat glued to my sofa for 2 hours, just drinking water and looking at Instagram and Facebook, and I felt so much better. And so then in this final hour, then I got up again, and I couldn't help it. I started cleaning my kitchen. I couldn't just sit still. So it's like I have energy, even though I'm tired. I don't know, it kind of doesn't make sense, but whatever. So I started cleaning my kitchen, and then I started getting hungry again, but I think it was because I was planning in my head what I was going to eat and exactly what time am I going to put my steak in the air fryer. The thing that helped me the most to get through today, actually, though, was the guilt about yesterday. So, I mean, I hate to say that. I mean, the thing is that I had already planned to do a fast today before I ate badly yesterday. So it's not like I fasted today because I ate poorly yesterday. I already was going to fast. But during the day when times were rough and I wanted to give up, I did keep thinking, well, you had 90 carbs yesterday, so come on now, you really need to do this. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, I'm going to say that it's good because I got through the fast. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have gotten through the fast if I had eaten perfectly yesterday. And like I said, I mean, I only had 1,200 calories yesterday, so it wasn't horrible, but 90 net carbs, that was pretty bad. So yeah, I am going to stop talking right now because I need to scramble my egg, and I'll show you a picture of my meal when it's all done. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'm not doing anything on Thursday, but on Friday I'm going out to dinner, and so I might show you everything that we eat for dinner Friday night just for fun. I forgot to add that during this entire week of fasting, I've been drinking this core water. Not all day, but at least 1 or 2 bottles of this every day of my fast. I found it at Walmart also. It has electrolytes and minerals, and I think this has been very helpful. And then I also have been putting a little bit of Himalayan sea salt in my water, and then also some of the salt substitute that just has potassium in it. I've been putting a little bit of that in my water, and I do think that that has been helping a lot. Okay, I went a little bit over, so I just finished cooking this. This is just 1 scrambled egg, and it's 2.7 ounces of steak. So I'll probably have the other half of this steak for dinner. I can't wait to dig into this. Okay, so I actually was not hungry when I first started eating that steak and eggs. But by the time I was done, I was starving. And so I waited 15 minutes and I still was so hungry. So I went back and ate the other half of the steak. And of course I gobbled it down really fast. So now I feel a little sick to my stomach. So luckily I have some kombucha here. And this is my cup that has marks on it so that you can measure things. So I'm about to have 6 ounces of this kombucha. It's 5:28, so I waited a while, and so yeah, I'm gonna have this and hopefully I will feel better once I drink it. Okay, so it's 6:30, and for my last meal of the day I'm gonna have these almonds because I'm getting hungry. And then I will end up finishing the day with 662 calories and only 6 net carbs, 57 protein. Hi guys, so today is Friday and this is going to be my last day of the vlog for this week because I'm going to go from Saturday to Friday every single week. So it's not exactly a week, I guess if I went Saturday to Saturday, but whatever. So I stepped on a scale this morning and I am down 2.4 pounds for the week. That's amazing. So I'm just very curious to see what happens if this continues every single week. Wow. So to recap this week, I did a 45-hour fast that started Friday night and went through Sunday. And then on the 4th of July, I did a 24-hour fast. And all the other days I just did like my normal, about 13 hours water fast and then eating at about hour 16. 13-hour water fast, then have my coffee with some cream in it. And then I wait until around hour 16 or 17 to eat my food. Now today I just went and had a whole bunch of lab tests drawn, and so right now I'm starving. So I hadn't thought it through very much when I had made my appointment for my labs today, because you can make an appointment, and I did choose the earliest appointment available, which was at 12:30. But that meant that I had to water fast for 17 hours today. Which I found so hard. It was so hard to concentrate on work because I was hungry. Not because I wasn't dizzy or lightheaded, I was just so hungry. And part of that is because I did eat too many carbs yesterday. So I went back and I ate the rest of that ice cream. And this time it didn't make me sick because actually my carbs were very low the entire day, and then I ate the other half of that pint of ice cream, and so I felt fine. I wasn't sick, but that was a really stupid thing to do right before you have a longer kind of fast, because those carbs just make you hungry. And so yeah, I was really suffering today. Plus it was also stupid. Why did I have that on the night before I have these labs? I don't know. I mean, you know, I can't judge when I'm gonna have a craving for something and do something stupid, but whatever. So I fasted for 17 hours, had the lab test, and then when the lab test was done, there was a Starbucks there, so I went ahead and just got some coffee with a little bit of half and half because they didn't have heavy whipping cream. And the funny thing is that, you know, of course I had been starving all day, and then the second I got the cup of coffee in my hand, before I even took a sip of it, I realized that I completely wasn't hungry anymore. And as soon as I started sipping the coffee, it made me hungry. You know, that's what often happens, is that food or whatever stimulates your hunger. So right now, so I still haven't eaten anything. That was a couple of hours ago. So right now I'm at 18 and a half hours fasted, and I'm starving. So as soon as I finish making this video, this is what I'm going to be eating for my lunch. And if I can finish this whole thing, it's 21 grams of protein and just 210 calories. Now tonight, I'm trying to keep my carbs non-existent today. So far, you know, there might have been one carb in that half and half. There's one carb in this. This is all I'm going to have today until I go out to dinner tonight. So a friend and I are going to a local casino tonight. We're going to spend the night. So we're going to be eating very late and then drinking very late. But then tomorrow, once again, Saturday is my fasting day. So then on Saturday, when I get up, I'm going to start my fast again, and I'll be starting a new vlog tomorrow. But for today, you know, I'm very happy with this week. I'm very happy with the weight loss. I'm not as happy with the two ice cream days that I've had, but it is incredibly hot outside, and this is summer. And you know, I stopped at the grocery store today and I got some Halo Top instead, so I don't eat, you know, the ice cream that I shouldn't be eating. I can't remember if I have anything else to talk to you about. I think that's really it. I had wanted to talk some more about fasting and some of the emotional mind things that I went through when I first started, but I'm going to have to do that next week. I just want to say that it's like I'm really enjoying, I feel like I have more time because I'm a big meal prepper. And so I feel like I'm not spending as much time prepping meals. I'm not spending as much time cleaning. I'm not spending as much time washing dishes because when I prep my meals, I have them in glass containers. And so it's like, I feel like there's fewer dishes. I just feel like I'm grocery shopping less. Even though I'm not fasting all that much, it seems like it is really making a difference. And so I really like this, except for the actual act of fasting and the suffering part that I don't like, but the results I like. So thank you for watching my blog this week, and stay tuned for next week where I will get my lab results and I will tell you about those. And these are my lab results that I'm doing specifically for fasting. These are not my like my regular lab tests like cholesterol and things. These are my fasting tests.